Hey everybody, it's Galmadex, and today I will be playing a competitive Guilds of Ravnica draft. Let's hop right into it. Just got enough gems from winning another little M19 draft, so let's get into the new format. That's all fresh and new and fun. As I said before, when I like to start a format, I like to draft the rares a little more highly than usual, just to get a feel for the rares, because they're going to show up a lot less often. And I think that this would be the pick regardless. 3 mana sorcery deals 3 to each creature, and I can give my creatures lifelink if I happen to have something with more than 3 toughness, or if I have a Tajik out or something like that. Mainly, this is a 3 mana sorcery that does 3 to each creature, so if I'm playing against another fast deck, and I have this in my opener, I can just play like no cards for a few turns, and then 2 or 3 for 1 my opponent. Seems pretty nice. Other than that, the XXYY multicolored cards, the ones that cost 2 of each color, all of them seem really strong. Like Night Veil Predator seems really strong, Conclave Cavalier seems really strong. But I think I'm just going to pick the rare here and see where we go from there. Seems like a strong one. This pack, there's a Circuitous Route, which is a really good ramp spell. It's Explosive Vegetation, so for 4 mana you get 2 additional basic lands or gates onto the battlefield tapped from your library. So if you want to try to move into a ramp deck, that card can be really good. The Boros stuff here is not that exciting. There's Torch Courier, Righteous Blow, and Barging Sergeant, which are all just decent. Not insanely exciting. I could take a Righteous Blow and try and move into some kind of weird control-y deck and just take like nothing but removal for a little while. I could also take the Circuitous Route if I'm feeling bold and I want to try to go into like Naya Ramp or something. And I kind of actually feel like it right now. I want to try something weird. So I'm thinking about just taking this route and starting to take a lot of like Naya Gates and try to make some kind of Naya Ramp thing. This Arboretum Elemental is really strong if you're in the Selesnya kind of build. So yeah, I don't know. It's probably between Righteous Blow and the route. I'm going to take the route. Let's see what happens. Let us see what happens. Parhelion Patrol is probably the pick. It's really strong. It's just a really good mentor guy. Flying Vigilance is a great combo. There's good Dimir stuff here. Disinformation Campaign can be really, really good. Thought Erasure is also pretty good. Omnispell Adept seems pretty useless in draft. 5 mana, 3/4. And then just, if you happen to have instants and sorceries that costs more than 3, then there's a little bit of value there, but you have to tap him and pay 3 anyway. A lot of Dimir in this pack, actually. Blue, blue-black, blue-black, and blue-black. Jesus. And a Dimir Guildgate. If I was drafting against regular people, this pack is like a really heavy Dimir signal. Even if I take a Dimir card here. So, like, I think the pick is between Disinformation Campaign and Parhelion Patrol, and I'm going to take the Patrol. Because that takes, like, every good red-white card out of that pack, so maybe people won't be going Boros after that. So there's a Blade Instructor, a Skyline Scout, Sprouting Renewal, but I'm going to stick to mostly Boros. There's a Boros Guildgate as well. So I have the Patrol and the Clarion. Could take an early drop or a Guildgate. I'm going to take a Guildgate. So, I'm not going to lie. I'm not the best at draft, and sometimes I like to do silly things. And so, the reason I'm taking the Guildgate there is because if I do play this route, I definitely want some Guildgates to pick up with it. And now I have a Guildgate. And I'm taking it over early game creatures because I might try to just be really control-y and just not even have early drops if I'm going to be using this Deafening Clarion. So yeah, I mean, those are my reasonings. They're not good reasonings, but they exist. This pack could take a Legion Guildmage, a Fresh-Faced Recruit. I think those are the main cards I would pick. You're probably going to pick a Guildmage. Guildmages just seem great. There's another Boros Guildgate, where there's a Healer's Hawk, a Hunted Witness, a 10th District Guard, a Cosmotronic Wave, which will make all my creatures basically unblockable for a turn, which is nice for if you're hyper aggro. Healer's Hawk is great with mentor stuff. Hunted Witness is just good at the start in general. It's best in Selesnya decks because it just makes sure you always have an early-in creature to convoke with, even if it dies. But it's also good in Boros decks. Kind of want to take the Healer's Hawk here. I'm probably overvaluing the Hawk, but I like the idea of mentoring the Healer's Hawk. And I don't really want the Locket, and I don't know if I need another Guild Gate at this point. I could take another one and just really try to go in on the the multicolored plan, but I think it's a bit early for that. I mean, fuck it. I'm going for the fun ideas, okay? Not the good ones. Even though this is a competitive draft. So there's Flight of Equinox, but I don't have a lot of creatures yet. There is another Healer's Hawk. Or a Rubble Belt Boar. Rubble Belt Boar is really good with Mentor guys, because you can play the Rubble Belt Boar, buff up your Mentor guy so that your Mentor guy is big enough to buff up the Boar, and the Boar's like a 4-4. So that seems pretty good. I think I'm actually going to take the Boar here. Another Rubble Belt Boar, or a Righteous Blow, or a Crush Contraband for the sideboard, or a Sworn Companion. Or a Vigor Spore Worm if I'm definitely going Naya. I'm not gonna... Oh, I can't scooch that to the bottom. Circuitous Route is in there. It's possible. Let's take another Boar, I think. This pack's not very exciting. Maximize Velocity is good in like a really aggressive deck. Fearless Halberdier is like maybe okay. Color the Culprit. Good in a sideboard against green decks. Decks with stuff like Siege Worm, so like Golgari, Selesnya type decks. Probably not playing any of these. I'll just take this Caller. So these Righteous Blows are just flying around the table, so I feel like I'm able to get those pretty late if I do want to just get the early control-y removal spells. So I could take a Torch Courier or the Righteous Blow or an Arboretum Elemental to ramp into, but it is a lot of mana without a lot of creatures. I do have 3 creatures already. So I think it's between the Elemental and the Righteous Blow. The Lockets are another card that helps ramp. They ramp up 1 mana. I think I will just take a Righteous Blow at this point, though. Don't want to get too bold on the high mana cost cards till later. I want to save those picks until I like really know I want that kind of stuff. Disinformation Campaign going really late here. Might not be as good as I think, but I still think that card's sick. I'm actually just not going to even play the Ladev Guardian most likely, so I mean, I'll take a Disinformation Campaign just in case. Here we'll take a Skyline Scout. This makes me a lot happier about a lot of those picks I was making, because I was picking stuff like Guild Gates and Boars over these little 2-mana creatures that fill out your early curve, and now I'm just getting these wheeled to me anyway. So I'm very happy with the picks I made at this point, knowing what just wheeled. But I still don't think that they were entirely right. So there's an Assassin's Trophy, which I could take for Constructed. But you can't trade cards on Arena. If this were Magic Online or a real life, I would take this Assassin's Trophy in a heartbeat. But it's not. So I'll just get to keep it for my collection. It's still a card that's definitely going to see play as a 4 of if I ever do want to do standard-y stuff, so like maybe I should take it, but you know what, guys? We're going with the fun draft, okay? We're going with the fun draft. Who cares about what you should pick for value? Who cares about what you should pick for good cards? We're taking another read. I don't know why. I like it. But we are still like entirely Boros, so I should have just taken a Boros card. It's whatever. Take a Selesnya Guild Gate, go with our roots. So I know that there's cards in this set that care about the number of Guild Gates that you have, but I haven't seen any. I've just seen these roots. So if I see any of those, I'll get like really excited and maybe try to actually make it, but I am not. So we'll take a Justice Strike. It's removal. Okay. Alright, so looks like Arena doesn't want us to have fun today. They want us to draft a good deck, so here's Tajik. Looks like we can't do the Guildgate thing. Looks like we're just making a good deck. Here's a Luminous Bombs. Let's just go on that auto-drafting a good deck mode, I guess. Actually, here, I don't really know if I want to maximize my velocity, so I will, Don't worry about it. Don't worry about that pick. You saw nothing. I wouldn't worry at all. I could draft a Haas the Marshal, but I don't think... Oh my god, we have the Tajik and Clarion combo, actually, now that I noticed that. I have not had a lot of success with Haas the Marshal. It still seems pretty bad. The amount of times I've gotten it to activate, it's just not been great. You have to be playing against a very specific opponent for it to be that good. I could take another Guildgate or a Righteous Blow. Experimental Frenzy is fun, but it's not going to see play in our deck, so... I mean, Hellkite Whelp is like a big semi-bomb, maybe? I'm just going to take a Guildgate. I'm taking Guildgates really highly this time for reasons. So I can take another Guildgate, or a Wojek Bodyguard, or a Barging Sergeant. Bodyguard actually seems pretty sick if you have enough early creatures. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 creatures that cost 3 or less. I do really value Mentor creatures, but these are both Mentor. Because I have stuff like the Rubble Belt board that are just really good with Mentor. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it to take a Guildgate at this point. I'll take these routes out of here. I'm sorry, universe. I tried. I tried really hard to make something slightly weird, but then we got a Tajik, so... So do I want like a smaller curve, or do I want a big boy? I'm gonna pick up a big boy. I like the Barking Sergeant. So here I could take a Direct Current that I might play just to get rid of some early creatures, but I already have a Righteous Blow, a Justice Strike, and a Luminous Bonds. So... take this Guildgate. That 5-mana 3/3 Vigilance guy actually seems pretty decent in this kind of deck. Tap your opponent's creatures, just get in there. Do I want a Hammer Dropper, maybe? I've never drafted Boros before. This is literally my second draft of the format, I'm pretty sure. First one I drafted Selesnya, so I'm very unfamiliar with the format, but if you want to see some weirdo doing stupid picks, then here you go. Not as stupid as they could be, but I tried, guys. I tried. I just haven't seen anything that cares about Guildgates. Yeah, it's between Has the Marshal and the Pack Beast, probably, for me. Or Hammer Dropper and the Pack Beast, because Marshal, I was in a Selesnya deck with, like, the 3-mana make 2/1/1 producer stuff and multiple Healer Hawks, and the Marshal still just did not do much of anything. Sometimes he made one soldier, because it just feels like by the time he can attack, by the time he can make a soldier, they can just block it and kill it anyway. So it's like the same card as the common that when it dies makes a 1/1 soldier with lifelink. I've never had it be better than that common. So I'm not a huge fan. I'm just going to take the Hammer Dropper because it's on theme. We'll see. We'll see about that being the right pick. I already have a Caller, the Culprit, for the sideboard, so I'll take a Healer's Hawk, I guess. Here's the Hunted Witness I was talking about. This just seems like Has the Marshal, but at common instead. How many 4s do you really want? I have a lot of 4-drops. I probably don't want that many more, so let's pick up a Hunted Witness, maybe roll with him, pick up a 10th District Guard. Probably not running any of these, but there's a slight chance at maximized velocity, so I'll throw that in the sideboard. Slight chance at a Torch Courier. No chance at Torch Reflection. So I could take a Steam Vents for the collection, or I could take another Parhelion Patrol, or a Garrison Sergeant. Garrison Sergeant, actually I have 3 Guildgates, so that's most of the time a 5-mana 3/3 double strike. That is one way to top out your curve. There's also the Glaive of the Guild Pact, which is one of those gate payoff cards. It can be really good if you have a decent amount of gates, because the effects that it give are already good without that many pluses. Just Vigilance Menace, that's pretty sick. I kind of want to just pick that up and try it out. Probably the safest pick's Parhelion Patrol, and another pretty good pick is Sergeant, but I'm going to try out the Glaive, because it seems pretty strong. Another Color the Culprit or an Inspiring Unicorn. I'm going to pick up this Unicorn. Or a Fresh-Faced Recruit, actually. But I have a lot of 2-drops already. So I'm going to pick up the Unicorn. There's more Selesnya Guild Gates. I could throw Selesnya Guild Gates in here just to trigger the glaive. Could pick up a District Guide, it gets Gates. If I do end up just splashing in green for Gates for the glaive. But that seems a little weird. I'm going to take Parhelion Patrol. Man, there's a Boros Guild Gate. So I could have a 4th gate, which seems good with the glaive, but there's a Rock Charger. Rock Charger seems really strong. Whenever it attacks, you give another creature flying. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Rock Charger. Conclave Tribunal is almost definitely the picks. It's between that and Luminous Bonds. This is a very good pack for us. But I'm gonna pick the Tribunal because it gets rid of anything versus Luminous Bonds just being a creature. Of course, they can destroy it to get their thing back, but I don't think that'll happen that often. So probably a repeat card. Here's another Garrison Sergeant. And I think I will take him. I don't really need a Lockset and Restore. I think I'm going to be on the aggressive more often. Restore is really good in Selesnya decks once you're on the back foot to get you back into it, but I don't think I'll be on the back foot. Ooh, picking up a Sky Knight Legionnaire relatively late seems awesome. Another Legionnaire or a Guild Gate. Man. Now I have Garrison Sergeant and Glaive for stuff that cares about the Guild Gates, but god, the Legionnaires are just really good. And they're good mentor targets, man. I'm gonna take the Legionnaire. Go with the standard picks. I could take another Garrison Sergeant, or how many 4-drops do I have now? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? I have a lot of them. I'm actually probably not playing this Hammer Dropper. How many 2-drops do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a hard pick. It's between these 3. I'm probably not playing a second Garrison Sergeant, so it's probably between these 2. And I don't think I actually have that insane of a number of cards to mentor with the Parhelion Patrol, unless I mentor up the Parhelion Patrol to something bigger. Glaive also seems really good with mentor creatures, because it makes them a little bit bigger. Yeah, I don't have a shit ton of stuff to mentor with the Patrol, so I think I'll take the Scout. Get another early game creature. Take another Caller for the sideboard. I guess like a Gravitic Punch for the sideboard, maybe? Take another Hammer Dropper or Pack Beast. Both are probably not going to get played in here. Just toss a... Oh, I don't have a Pack Beast yet. I'll toss a Pack Beast in the sideboard. Maybe I'll want it for some reason. All 3 of these, probably sideboard cards. I could throw another Righteous Blow in here and just take out the like turn 1 plays. I could Crush Contraband for the sideboard or Color the Culprit for the sideboard. I already have double Collar for the sideboard, so we'll pick up a Righteous Blow. We could sideboard them out for Collars, depending on how large of a deck our opponent's playing. I'm going to pick up a Sinister Sabotage just for my collection. And Mesmerist because I have no other choice. Alright. So let's build this thing. Need to take out 4 cards. Probably taking out Hammer Dropper. How many creatures do I have? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 creatures. It seems like enough for the Unicorn to be probably pretty good. But I might take a couple of the creatures out right now. I do have a Justice Strike, a Luminous Bonds, a Conclave Tribunal, and a Deafening Clarion, so I don't actually even know if I need the Righteous Blows. Maybe just lower that down to 1 of them. Probably take out one of these 1-drops. Maybe even both of them. And just like start out on turn 2, dropping all these cards. Yeah, like most of my stuff that wants me to have other creatures out, like the mentor stuff, isn't going to be out till turn 3 or 4 anyway. Like I don't have any 2-drop mentor creatures, so I don't think I need 1 mana creatures that much. So we're going to run with like this build. Let's see how it plays out. Alright. So we need 1,500 gems to play another, so we need to win 4 wins. And we only have 2 losses to get there, so... Here we go. Guilds of Ravnica competitive draft, best of 3 matches. Oh, Magic Arena. My first time with a Boros deck, it seems pretty alright. Not super confident in the way I built it. Maybe should have taken out some more of the 5s and just kept the 1-drops in there. Maybe should have taken out the Garrison Sergeant. Just had no really late game, just went all in on the early game there. I will keep this. So depending on what my opponent plays turn 1, or turn 1 and turn 2. It looks like I'm probably just going to go on the aggressive Skyline Scout into Tajik. I have Tajik and Deafening Clarion combo. But I could wait and play nothing and just Clarion them if they play another creature here. That could be the plan. Because if I play a Skyline Scout, next turn I play Tajik, and if I swing in, I attack with Tajik as a 3-2 haste. I pump up my Skyline Scout to a 3-2 as well. Their creature has Vigilance anyway, so it's just going to block Tajik and kill him if I do that. So I actually... The curve out start is actually just stopped by a dude, so hopefully they play another dude. And that would be pretty awesome. Not play another dude. Okay. Really want the mana to pump this Tajik, or Righteous Blow a creature if they block Tajik, so which one do we want to pump up? 2-2 or 2-1 that can give flying? Let's go with a 2-2. I like a 3-3 more than a 3-2. Drop this card. Yeah, so I should have just curved out there. That was a misplay. But I mean, it also just depends on what I just do there, because I could have went Skyline Scout, Tajik. Well, no, because I couldn't play the guard as well. I don't know. I would have the creatures out, and then I just wouldn't be able to attack that turn. Wake my guy. Well, I'm glad I threw that guy out before Tajik. I'm still not gonna Righteous Blow. Rebel Belt 4. I mean... Do we just send in with Tajik, or do we... So if I send in with Tajik, I can Righteous Blow their dude. Then I can Rebel Belt board to make Tajik larger to put a counter on the board, and then the board survives Clarion even without Tajik being alive. Or I could play a Unicorn. Just, that is the plan. I guess I'll play a Unicorn. I could do the Mentor. 3-3 after I Mentor it. I could just make my creatures large enough that they don't die to this Clarion, but it seems like my opponent's creatures will also be large enough, because they've just played a 2-2 Vigilance and nothing. Probably just not playing anything until, like, turn 5, which is right now, but we'll see. Alright, well, let's get in there, please. I gotta make sure Tajik's ability resolves before inspiring unicorns. it doesn't matter. Well, I'm at the point where I should just, like, objectively just righteous blow this stupid tooth. Bigger spore worm. No creatures in the grave. Cool. I mean, I could attack with the unicorn, and then if they block, I can clarion both the guys, I guess. Let's just see what happens. Then I have a lot more cards than them. Man, my opponent is not playing into any of my traps, and now I just feel like I'm playing really poorly. Play a Parhelion Patrol. Or a Skyline Scout. Oh my god, my cats need to shut up. I don't know what is going on out there, but they're being stupid. Sometimes they like to meow at random stuff outside. Kind of like dogs. This is really bad. That worm is a problem, but it would have been a problem regardless of how I played this turn. Play a scout, then I can righteous blow to try to trade off. Or I can just play a Parhelion Patrol and just take a shit ton to the face. What's that Clarion's a sorcery? Because it would be really good to get the attack trigger off the unicorn, and then, like, do it. Because I want to give my field lifelink. Flame Patrol. Seems nice. Alright. If you would give me a moment. Alright, my apologies. My cat is freaking out for some reason, so I am petting her. This is going to be a little bit of an annoying round for you guys, I am sorry. Alright, so I have a Justice Strike to get rid of that worm now, which is very good. We're going to play Skyline Scout. And we're going to Justice Strike that worm. I actually might as well just do that now, while they don't have a way to stop it. Oh my god, Mayo. We fed you earlier, you can't be hungry again. You have to have their food bowls separate, because she's got a different kind of food than her brother right now. Alright, so I'm trading with that guy. They probably have some kind of undergrowth trigger we want to do. Okay, they didn't need the undergrowth trigger at all. So it's just a 6/6. They still had the mana for it regardless. God, now I need to get a way to get rid of that guy. Looks like I'm gonna have to chump block him. So I can play one of these cards. Oh my god, no. So I could swing in there for 2 with my flyer. And then chump block with my unicorn. This is super, super rough. I'll get in with the Legion there. Lock with the unicorn, hopefully. They have another removal spell. Opponent's deck is sick. They statused and deadly visited and dead weighted. And another removal spell. Hot damn, opponent. Must be nice. Alright. I mean, our deck's pretty sick. We had a pretty good opening too, but just didn't get there. I am going to throw some Collar the Culprit in and take out this Righteous Blow. We'll take out... Man, I had a lot of good late game removal, but I just did not have any of it. Well, I had a Justice Strike. I got rid of one of their giant dude. I'm gonna take out one more card here. She does not shut up unless I am like currently petting her. That is when she's quiet. I'll take out one of these 10th district guards. We'll go with this. Yeah, that game would have went a lot different if I just Righteous Blowed the 2-2 immediately. I need to just, like... I mean, now I know for sure my opponent does not have a lot of 2 toughness cards in their deck at all. So I really don't need to try to get multiple kills off the Clarion. If I had just Righteous Blowed that creature immediately, I think I actually would have had a really good start. But I was really... just stuck into the trap of just trying to get value out of the Clarion. It made me play poorly. So that's what we learned in that game. Don't overvalue getting value out of Clarion, or just board wipe. Like, if there's something you gotta get rid of, just get rid of it. Probably gonna take a while to do anything, so I might even just swing and trade, but we'll save it back. They'll probably deadweight it, but who knows? They might deadweight the flyer. Fine as well. God, Vigilance is really good. I don't know why this little 2-2 with Vigilance seems like it just seems like it's a lot better in this format than in M19. In M19, there's also a 2-mana 2-2 with Vigilance, but that card's like never much of anything, but in this format, I've seen the Shield Mate just being very good. But throwing in a Hitchclaw recruit's probably the side for it. And we'll drop down Opportunity Control. And I will just tap that guy with the Shield Mage's ability here, because I'm not drawing non-lands right now. So I have the mana to spare. I could, of course, play the Rock Charger, but Hitchclaw Recluse out here doesn't. Why is... Okay. Maybe they were just mad because I was like, I didn't even play... I think I played one flyer last game? Maybe I should have done that. Yeah, still not block in hand. Glaive of the Guild Pack. Ooh. I haven't drawn any of my gates, but Vigilance Menace... Gonna make Legionnaire very hard to block. Alright. It still all depends on who plays the bigger, scarier card first, and it's probably going to be our opponent. Our scariest thing's just a 1-3. And it's only scary because it makes our other stuff scary. The Guild Mage can start doing 2 things. Read it every turn. What the fuck? Double Hitchclaw recruit. I am disliking our opponent right now. What the actual fuck is going on? I guess we'll play up our patrol. and pass. God, I'm going to die to a 2-2 vigilance. Come on. Why you gotta be so rude? That's a 2-2 death touch. I don't know which is scarier, but they're both good. Probably should have just got Clue, so I forgot I have a 1-3 now. Is that even good for me to do? I kill their 2-2 and their 2-2. And I feel like I've just drawn really awkward this game. Yeah, I think the best I could have done right here is just hit them for 2. If I had tapped a Recluse instead. And then this Clarion is just going to wipe my field too. I could attack with the Legionnaire, do 1 to each of their creatures, and then try to Clarion away their Recluses as well. And then I have a Rock Charger and they have nothing, but they have 3 cards in hand still, which is just absurd. I just have to pass. I am going to block the GA. I cannot hit you 24/7, you needy fool. Okay, so I took 2 there, but I can move 3 to them now. I'm still winning right now, I think, but I only have to chip in a little bit more damage to them. I'll do 2 to me a turn, I'll do 3. There's a cheat. Mentor on the Legionnaire. What can I mentor on here? Oh, this is just really good. Actually, maybe should have just main phase Clarion. Oh, they're just gonna statue him anyway, because they have 5,000 removal spell. Okay. Cool. I suppose I will sit here and die to a 2-2 then. Seems good. Oh, I keep forgetting this does 3, not 2, so my Rock Charger won't even survive. Play this card. Pass. The Rock Charger could survive that turn if I bumped it up and then clearing everybody, but that just seems bad. I don't have enough to damage them, so that before. So we traded off 2/2s, we're right back. Except now they have a zone. Well, I will use the Tiny Clarion. Could collar one of their guys as well. Please double block this. It's like my hope. My only hope. Oh wait, do I have to do lethal to the first one before I can damage the other? Actually, I think I do. I can't even do one to each. So I'll have to collar the other one? Or they'll still have dudes? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I don't have much of a choice, as usual. I'm gonna save this collar. Their guy only does 1 damage, so I'll save it for when they play their giant. Or I'll use it right now. And I will draw a mountain. And they have a gigantic spider that also casts another gigantic spell from their deck. So they get a 5/7 reach and a 6/5, no, a 6/4 off that one card. And I will draw a planet. Let's hop into round 2. See how things go there. Hopefully not playing against quad removal also bombs .deck this time. My Selesnya deck had more, was just more correct for the format, even though it also didn't do that well, but I don't know, this deck just, I don't know what's wrong with it, this has not been working out. I'm gonna keep this because I can cast my early game cards, and just swing a little bit early here, there's another one. We'll take the scout first, I guess. Guess I'll just draw one from no blocks. Alright. Here's the template. Opponent's probably, yeah, they're Selesnya, color. Legend? That is a 2/4. And I would love to Luminous Bomb, but that's probably a good thing I can't Luminous Bonds it, because they are Selesnya, so they're just going to play something way bigger sometimes. Do you have a pump spell, or do you want to trade the 2/4 for the... Let's see what they got. Righteous Blow. I guess use my whole field. Seems good. safest keep, but I haven't been having the best luck on mulligans. So we have a luminous balance for any kind of super giants. It seems like they're just playing a bunch of little generous strays and stuff. 2-1, 1. Yeah, this game's not gonna work out. I didn't even see any large creatures there for colors, so I'm just gonna keep the deck how it was. Oh my god, I have the most annoying cat in the world. You have this water clean litter box, but you still... Alright. This is much more capable than last game's hand. I can cast almost anything in my whole deck off of these lands. I need one more. Any one more. For my 5 mana cards. I don't have anything else to do this turn. I can 4 on the guild bench, alright. That's a little... Looks like 1 turn late on the Legionnaire. Off curve, it's still alright though. Could play it and throw a glaive on it next turn. Actually, no, it costs 3 to throw a glaive on. Buff up the unicorn with the boar and see if they want to trade. Then next turn, I can preferably play both of my 3 mana cards or a 3 mana card and equip. Have any mentor guys to come with his boar right now, so see if they want to trade off with you. They do not. They're just going to take 5 in the face. Tajik could put a counter on the unicorn, I guess. My team can swing in as 4 power. Let's see if it will stack the triggers correctly. Nice, it did. Very nice. They're just blocking that unicorn to get rid of that. Alright. I'm down to 7. And that's the turn. Next turn I can drop one there and mentor onto that. I could drop a rock charger, but it doesn't have haste, so I won't be able to mentor onto it or anything. Gotta just take this all untapped out. 11 opponents. 8. You've got a lance, you can play a creature and throw on a glaive. Actually, I could just kill them. Oh, wait, no, I can't. Not quite. So I could put a glaive on Tajik, then he has 4 power and menace. So he'll hit for 4. I put a counter on Legionnaire, which will hit him for 3. Maybe I just want the glaive on the boar. I don't know. I want the glaive on something that isn't the Legionnaire. Let's throw it on two. Screw it. Ah, Tajik's got menace. Can't walk like that. So the plan here is that Legionnaire next turn will get the glaive, and then Legionnaire will kill them. Ooh, they're they might have like a Magma Master to kill me. Do they have a pump? Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, that's ridiculous. Vigilant. So if I drew a guild gate there, I could still kill them. But I didn't. So I'm dead. Did I really just die because I didn't draw a guild gate? I can hit them for 4. With Vigilance. But then I only have 2 blockers, so I block Healer's Hawk and I block a 2/4 and I take 3. Well, that's low. That was one of the worst drafts I've had in a long time. Well, you win some and you astronomically lose others. God, right after that 7-win M19 draft, I guess I really do not understand guilds yet. Or I'm just very unlucky. One of the two is true. Let's do some pack openings for you guys so you didn't watch for nothing. If you are interested in these random pack openings, that is spicy. That is super cool. I only care about weird, casual, combo-y, jank stuff. I don't really care about what's good in Standard, so cards like Crucible Worlds I love. Just in case like they ever put Brawl or Commander onto it, I'm much more excited about opening a Crucible than just some random Standard rare. So for our Guilds pack, we get a Chromatic Lantern, another great Commander or Brawl. Well, thank you all for watching. That draft went super poorly, but hopefully at some point I'll understand the format and do better. But for now, thank you all for watching me lose horribly, and I'll see you next time.